While the 2024 school year is officially drawn to a close, some learners in the Western Cape may face an uncertain future when the school bell rings in the new year. This as around 4,000 grades 1 and 8 learners remain unplaced at schools in and around the province for 2025. A lack of capacity at schools and parents submitting late applications are among the reasons for the bottleneck. Newzroom Afrika's Latashia Naidoo is following this one for us and joins us now. Latashia, it does seem to foreshadow a bleak 2024 for the start of the academic year for some of the learners there. What are some of the complexities and issues around this?
Good morning, Iman. Well, today is actually breakup day for schools in and around the Western Cape for the 2024 academic year. And like you mentioned, around 4,000 learners remain, grades 1 and 8 learners remain unplaced as of yet for the 2025 academic year. And that's because of a number of factors. A lack of capacity at schools being one, and a late registration by parents who did not meet the application deadline online to have their children placed for the 2025 academic year. Now, in his education adjustment budget speech last week, MEC for Education in the Western Cape, David Mania, did mention that 97% of grades 1 and 8 learners had been placed in the province, but that left a deficit of around 3,600, nearing maybe 4,000 in the new year. And to mitigate those issues, the department does have plans in place to potentially accommodate those learners before the end of the first term of 2025. And here to tell us more about that is Bronagh Hammond, who is the Western Cape Education spokesperson. Bronagh, thank you for joining us. We know that learner placement has been an ongoing problem year in and year out for the department. But for the 2025 school year, there are plans in place with regard to the building of schools and additional classrooms to accommodate late applications.
Yes, what we have in the Western Cape is the Rapid School Build program, and that is currently underway. And we are looking at about 265 additional classrooms across the province that will be built to accommodate learners in terms of growth in this province. We have quite a lot of learners that come from other provinces, especially the Eastern Cape. But right now, our schools are definitely full, and that plan also includes the building of 6 new schools for the start of the school year, and then a further 3 schools next year.
So will this mean that those learners who have failed to secure placements for 2025 will be guaranteed a place in the new year?
Well, that's the plan that we're working on now. You know, we do our process quite early on in the year, March, April, and that the reason for that is that we need that information for planning purposes. And if you think about November alone, we received 6,000 late applications in November. So we're always chasing a target or a deadline, and so we'll have to see how many more late applications come. And we just ask that parents please remain patient, but also inform the department if you have not yet applied, because the sooner we get that information, the sooner we can place your child.
So does the fault lay with the parents in terms of the late submissions of these documents, or is it an online application issue? What are some of those factors that are contributing to kids not being placed?
Well, traditionally, we've always seen, some parents leave it to the last minute, even leaving it to the actual first day of school the following year. That's for a variety of reasons, but we have seen an increase in the number of applications each year with the advent of our online admission system. So we've seen that increase, which we are grateful for parents who do it on time. But then, of course, you still get these late applications. Some parents are transferring from other provinces for work reasons. They transfer during the year or make decisions in December to transfer. But in the end, we really do appeal to parents to apply during that first period, because it does really help us in terms of our planning and looking at demand in certain areas and where we can build certain classrooms. If we get a huge increase in demand in a certain area at the start of the school year, a classroom cannot be built overnight. But that's the plan that we've got in place now in terms of our rapid school build, and we've got 265 classrooms being built currently.
Thank you, Bronagh. Well, Iman, some assurances by the Western Cape Education Department that as part of that Schools Rapid Build system or program, that 6 additional new schools will be built in and around areas in Cape Town, including the Cape Flats, to potentially accommodate some of those 4,000 learners who remain unplaced for the 2025 academic year. Now, I'm told that in Gauteng, all of the province's grades 1 and 8 learners have found placements for the academic year. So this is a story that we'll be following, also revisiting in the new year once these schools are built to see whether learner capacity at these schools have been met, Iman.
Latashia Naidoo, thanks for that. So let's pick up the theme Latashia was talking about there, and this is around placements. The Gauteng Education Department is urging parents to make use of a late applications period for the 2025 academic year. So late applications for grades 1 and 8 pupils open today and will close on the 30th of January next year.